Hi, it's Mandy, and today I am back to talk more about Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is coming out next year, at least the first episode, and I am so hyped for this game. The hype for this game is unreal, and I want to talk a little bit about what I'm the most excited for in this game. So, just my favorite parts in the original, and what I'm expecting in the remake. So let's jump into it, shall we? So the first thing I'll talk about is the Temple of the Ancients. And this part was one of my favorite parts to play in the original. The whole area is so mysterious, and at this point in the game, I was beyond confused about what was happening. And who knew what characters were real and what characters were lying or knew something about what was going on, because I knew nothing about what was going on. But anyway, this area of the game was just unbelievable. It was a maze, and figuring out my way through it was so much fun, and I can't imagine what they're going to do with this in the remake. And I'm going to be talking a lot about future parts of the remake, not just the first one that's in Midgar. But the remake in general, I am so excited for, and the Temple of the Ancients I think is going to be brilliant. I think they can do so much with this dungeon, so many things to get you lost and confused and to mess with your brain. Oh, it's just going to be wonderful. Another thing that I am completely excited to see is the summons. And I know we've just seen them. We saw Shiva and Ifrit in a recent trailer. They look amazing. I can't wait to use them in this game. And I wonder how that's going to work with the action combat, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. They're beautiful. I can't wait to see them. They feel so powerful, and I think it's going to be wonderful. Something we did see recently was Cloud on the motorcycle, and I am so excited to play this part. I was not expecting it in the original. When we come out of there and escape on that motorcycle, I was ready to go. It was so much fun and so unexpected, and I think the remake is going to do great with that part. I think it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be action-packed. I think I'm going to be flustered out of my mind and figuring out the controls and figuring out what's going on around me, and I'm excited to play it. I'm a little excited overall to play this game, but these parts I just think are going to be amazing. Now, another one that I have in general is the gameplay. I love an action game. I recently got into turn-based games as well, but for me, action I just have a longer history with it, and I'm so excited to see the story told in that way. And it's going to be a lot more action-packed than the original, which is good, which is fine. This isn't the same game. It's new. This is all new, and I just can't wait to feel what that's like to punch people in the face with my girl Tifa. Oh, it's gonna feel so satisfying. All right. Something that surprised me a lot about the original was all of the mini-games and the unique gameplay experience I had because of them. There's so many different things to do, so many styles of play in the original, and I think that's going to be elevated even more in the remake, where you're playing so many different styles of mini-games, and they keep you engaged. There's so many things to do. The pacing never stops. You go from section of the game to the new section of the game, but you have new things to do. You're not just going from battle to battle with nothing in between. So many fun mini games, and they're all so different from each other, which I couldn't believe when I played the original of 7. And I thought the mini games were fantastic. I thought they were so fun. A lot of the time, mini games can feel like such a huge chore, but I thought they were really well balanced and just so fun overall to play. And I can't wait to see what new things they're going to do with these mini games. We saw them in the trailer recently. We saw some at the gym, some squatting. And we already see that they're making newer games and that they're changing some of the original games so that the essence of the game is still there. The essence of this entire game is still there, but it's different, it's new, it's fresh. There's a new way of telling this story, and I'm so excited to see how they're going to tell it. It's going to be so good. Okay, the next one is something that I'm really excited for. It might be the part I'm most excited for. No, that's not true, but I'm really pumped for it. And that is the date. In my playthrough, I went on the date with Tifa, and it was one of my favorite parts of the game. I love Tifa so much. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still also an Aerith supporter, or Aerith, depending on how you want to pronounce it, but I just love Tifa. I love them both. Tifa has just a little bit more of a hold on my heart, and I think she's wonderful. But anyway, the date. I went on the date with Tifa, and I think they can do so many things with this date in the remake. We're not going to see it for a while, but I'm really excited for it. And I'm excited to see if they change things, if they make it easier or harder to get Barrett on the date, if they add new people you can take on the date, and how your choices throughout this massive game will impact who you take on this date. Because this game is going to be huge. There's going to be so many parts and so many more choices to make. You know, assuming the date is still in the game, I think in some way it will be. I don't know exactly how. But I'm excited to see what they do with it, how they change it. I think it's going to be awesome. Okay, actually, I said the date maybe was my favorite, or my most anticipated, but I think it's actually the flashback scenes. These flashback scenes were incredible for me to experience when I first played Final Fantasy VII, and I think they're going to be amazing in the remake too. I don't know how they're going to top them, honestly, from the original. I was just mesmerized. I couldn't believe what was happening. It was so shocking to me. I didn't understand what was going on, but it kept me intrigued so much. I understood so little, but just enough that I wasn't frustrated at any point. I wanted to know what was happening, and eventually you find out. But, you know, these flashbacks are just crazy to experience, and you get to play as Sephiroth. You get to feel that power so early on in the game, and I was not expecting that. Oh, it was so good to play through that game. I played it through so recently, and right now my hype for Final Fantasy VII Remake is just up there. It is so high, and I can't wait to see the flashbacks again. Now, another one is, of course, the music. The music in the original game is gorgeous. Absolutely love it. The fight music is amazing, gets you pumped, gets you excited, but then the soft character moments, the character themes are just simply beautiful. And I can't wait to see it. Over top of some of these graphics, it's just going to be amazing. You know, it's going to heighten the experience so much to get a remastered version of this soundtrack. I can't wait to hear it and to buy it. Now, the final one is, of course, the final battle with Sephiroth. How epic is that going to be? I'm going to have Tifa punch him in the face, and I'm going to enjoy it so much. And then, when he uses Supernova, oh my goodness, I can't imagine what this is going to look like. The original Supernova animation was so out there and so crazy. What are they going to do? What are they going to do in the remake? I can't wait to see it. They have so many options. Ugh, it's going to look beautiful. This whole game is going to be absolutely beautiful and so fun to play. The gameplay looks so fresh and so fun. And I didn't mention this before when I was hyping the gameplay, but you can play it in the classic turn-based style, which is so cool. I know I'm going to go through and play it both ways, and I can't wait to play it in the new action format, but then to go back and play it turn-based, the way the original was. And I think it's just going to be such a good experience for everyone, for such hardcore fans of this game who have been playing it since it came out in the 90s, to people who are just finding it for the first time now. I think everyone's going to love it, and I simply cannot wait for this game. And that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm hoping to see. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.